This episode brought to you by Maddox. Click here to buy now. Buy these shirts or eat shit. Click here. Buy now. Do it. If you've ever talked about something you believe in with a group of people and everyone suddenly got quiet, you might believe in bullshit. Welcome to the best show in the universe on Maddox. A lot of people seem to think that they understand science or that they're scientifically minded, or at the very least that they're rational. They prove it by boldly joining Facebook groups for people who claim to not only love science, but fuckingly so. But claiming to love science without actually having a scientific understanding is like claiming to love writing without being able to read. And a disturbingly large number of people believe in bullshit precisely because they have no scientific understanding. Here's how you can tell if you believe in bullshit. Just look at the steps on this board of the scientific method to see where your beliefs break down. Step 1 is to make an observation. Step 2 is to ask a question about what caused your observation. Step 3 is to form a hypothesis that potentially answers your question in step 2. And step 4 is to test your hypothesis and either accept your theory or reject it and go back to forming a new theory that you need to test again. Now let's use this method on a number of common beliefs that sound like bullshit. UFOs. See a light in the sky that you can't explain? Congratulations, you've just made an observation. That's step 1. Step 2 is to ask a question like, what's the source of the light that you saw in the sky? So you form a hypothesis, which is step 3. You're a shrewd observer, so you might think that the source of the light might be extraterrestrial in origin. Step 4 is to test your theory. Uh-oh. This is where your beliefs break down because unless you have evidence that the lights in the sky are alien in origin, you can't conclude that they are. Not knowing what caused the light isn't enough evidence to prove that what you saw is alien in origin. Time to come up with a new theory, preferably one that's not bullshit. Vaccinations cause autism. So you've observed that some people are born with autism. Good job, that's step 1. Next, you ask the question, what caused it? You think that it's vaccination. Now it's time to test your theory. You know that some kids who've been vaccinated develop autism, but you haven't controlled for all the other variables, such as diet, genetics, environment, chance mutations, related disabilities, or simply the higher diagnosis rate due to greater awareness. Plus, you can't explain why the 99% of people who have been vaccinated didn't develop autism. Oops, that's a shitty theory. Go back to step 1. Elvis and Tupac are still alive. You've never observed Elvis or Tupac alive. You didn't even get to step 1. Electromagnetic Hypersensitivity disorder. People who believe they have sensitivity to electronic devices claim that electronic signals from Wi-Fi, cell phones, and even television can cause them to experience headaches, fatigue, and even heart palpitations. So there is your hypothesis. Oh shit! You got an Occam's Razor bonus card. Occam's Razor states that the simplest solution tends to be the right one. The symptoms you experience with electrosensitivity are identical to the symptoms of anxiety and stress. Would you like to change your hypothesis? Then it's time to conduct an experiment. But you don't even have to because scientists already have. Over 46 studies were reviewed in 2009 in the Journal of Bioelectromagnetics, and they found that people who were exposed to electromagnetic signals were unable to determine when the devices were turned on or off. Bad hypothesis. Should have used Occam's Razor. What an idiot. Chemtrails. This one's easy. Ever see these in the air? Well, there's your observation. What caused it? Well, that's the question. Now comes the hypothesis. Some people believe that it's not the known phenomenon of warm jet engine exhaust mixing with cold air that forms condensation trails, but rather chemicals intentionally being sprayed on people by the government. No problem. Let's just test this theory. And oops! You can't test this theory, at least not without a helicopter and a way to scoop up a sample of a contrail to test it against a control group. Go back to the start. And by the start, I mean kindergarten. Hopefully this gives you an idea of where your beliefs fall apart, usually around step 4. If you can't test your theory, it's probably bullshit. That's it for now. Until next time, I'm Maddox. Oh my gosh. Look at this thing.